the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. Launch 49. Here we go, D. Get off the field. Check this.
Now a first carry for Daniel Pumphrey. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Jackson to throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Boston Scott, his first carry. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Scott. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. From the gun, it's Allen. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It's a gain of 5, and it's a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Scott. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. Throwing now is Allen. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called, and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
49 to Mike. 49 to Mike.
Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Hey, 25 to Mike. We'll go 25 to Mike. Hey, 25 to Mike. We'll go 25 to Mike.
Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Even. 4 down. Even. Mike's 49.
Now Jackson. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now Jackson on 1st down. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Jackson now. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Josh Oliver, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased.
That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play here for Buffalo. 51 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run with Scott. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Boston Scott hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have retaken the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And now this is intercepted. Now the ball comes loose. And I think they are going to get this one back. Boy, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st down, Scott. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Come on.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Allen uncorks one for Davis. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So a one-handed grab in the end zone. Nothing much more rewarding than that for a guy catching it.
Not at all. And with what we just saw there, that type of a one-handed catch, what's next? Maybe they go up and almost Velcro it with their jersey in the ball. That's about all that's left. That play, simply spectacular.
So a one-handed grab in the end zone, not much more impressive than that. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ed Oliver, what an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, 25 to Mike. We're going 25 to Mike. Hey, here we go. Hey, 25 to Mike. We're going.
From the gun, Jackson. He'll buy some time right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the 1st down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
At their own 47-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the 1st half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
He's not going to get me.
From just shy of midfield, Allen. Got an open man, it's Scott. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you to school. Lucky.
Here's Scott. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Throwing on 2nd down. Allen. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 25 yards that time.
Brown 80. Watch 85. Alert. Hey, Delta.
Now Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. In for the score. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Shaq Lawson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. To try again after the sack, Jackson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at the 23. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Allen. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll throw over the middle, taken in. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run on first down. It's Scott, and he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Allen now on first down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Allen completes it to Davis. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Check 55, come on. Here we go, D. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. That's it. 55, Max 55.
Throwing is Allen on third. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Let's bring it. Kill. Jim.
From the 31, Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ed Oliver able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Let's get off the field, D. Hey, 25 to Mike. We'll go 25 to Mike. It's a party.
Jackson from the shotgun. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at his 4. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. And the Redskins there out to an early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Hey, Charlie. Look out.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play here for the Bills. 46 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
56.
On the carry, this is Scott. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now again, right side. Scott. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
A handoff to start out the drive. It's Pumphrey. He finds an opening past the 40. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. That one good for 33 and a 1st.
Now, the good thing for you, partner, is you're not as old as I am, okay? So back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, the right side of an offensive line was almost always your power side. Your bigger, stronger, physical guys. On this play, they tossed it right, and look like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, but that's not the case so much anymore, you're saying, with the bigger guys?
Not necessarily.
You just find the best guys, plug them in on your O-line.
Right. As a general rule now, you're a lot more balanced on your offensive line. They might still lean towards your best pass blocker on the left side.
Sure.
But not necessarily all the time.
It's our time. It's our time. 49.
They go play action with Jackson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Now a toss play. This is Pumphrey. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gray. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And now the Steeler offense staying out there, and they'll go for 2. To throw is Jackson. And he'll get in for the score. And that's going to cut the lead down to 13. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Crunch time, defense. Right there, 54, right there, 50.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen finding Knox there, complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
Jackson toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
4 down, 4 down.
Now it's Jackson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. There he goes, right side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
To throw, it's Allen. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed, near the goal line, on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
The 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On 3rd down, Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
49, guys. Mike, 49. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. 49.
Here's Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. This will be caught by Brown. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From midfield now, here's Jackson. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 39.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Hey, D-backs, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Jackson on 1st down. A under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Shaq Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Jackson now. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now it's Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, that turnover might just about do it. Here, 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
You're exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Boston Scott with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Again, it's Pumphrey. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47. They'll run it now with Pumphrey, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Nice job by the defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Go. Watch it. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
They'll run again with Pumphrey. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Steelers on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Jackson. Looking deep downfield. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, 25 to the mic. We're going 12. Echo. Hey, 25 to the mic. We're going 25.
To throw is Jackson. Throwing on 4th down. And this is going to be incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
I'm coming.
Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment to shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Get that quarterback and all coach. Gillette. What's that?
They go again with Scott. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott, able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
I know he ain't got it.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
On 2nd down, Muhammad. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
That's what I'm talking about. Not hit, boy.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go again with Muhammad. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And his kick is indeed good. And that will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They run with Pumphrey. And he coughed it up. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed,